And I remember thinking that, like, I remember thinking after I got diagnosed, like, is there ever going to be a time that I don't wake up and be afraid of this? And there is. And so, and it did it for me. I think it took about 2.5 years, and then I quit thinking about it all the time. But it was so, and maybe that was even my coping mechanism, as always thinking about, like, how do I get rid of this? And I also, at the beginning when I first got diagnosed, I thought, my oncologist was very honest with me and showed me research, and he knew that I like to read it. So he was just like, ALK-positive lung cancer hasn't ever been cured. Stage 4 lung cancer hasn't ever been cured. We haven't done that yet. And I was like, oh, surely there's somebody. I'll find them. So that was my first step, but I couldn't find them where it had been cured. It was chronic, and Linnea was the perfect example, and she gave me so much hope, because at that point, I think maybe she had been living, I can't remember, maybe 7 or 8 years with advanced stage lung cancer. And that was so exciting to see, somebody that was like that. And I was just like, I told my doctor, I was like, I'm gonna be the very first ALK-positive advanced stage lung cancer person to be cured. And so anyways, like, I think that's where we should go. We should make sure that we're on the path to a cure. And so, and I loved his positivity. And I think that he read me right, or what. That's what I needed to hear. I needed to hear somebody say, maybe it hasn't ever happened, but we're going to try. Instead of just saying, all we got is targeted therapies, and they usually fail over time. I think his mentality of saying, we're going to try, helped me so much to stay positive and, keep in a good mind frame. And anyway, so I was pretty sure that I was going to be the first to be cured, especially when my targeted therapy, just melted away my cancer, the very first one that I was on. It was very exciting. And it was even exciting for all of the medical professionals in my community, because I hadn't really ever seen that, especially not with stage 4 and in the brain and everywhere that it was. And I felt so good all of a sudden too. I went from being really, really sick and losing a lot of weight to all of a sudden feeling normal again. And so it was so exciting. But I think the first time that I finally realized that this wasn't going away, I think after failing in 2 drugs, and it kept coming back on my brain, I stayed, I think, with no evidence of disease for maybe about 10 months at one point. That was like the longest. And I was so excited about it, but it just kept coming back. And I think maybe after the 3rd or 4th time it came back, it hit me, and I was like, this isn't going away. But it's okay, because I said, I look really bad on paper, but the truth is I feel great. I feel good. I can live. I can do the things that I want to do. I can still be a mom. I can still, even though sometimes I had a rash or a really bad joint pain or whatever side effect from the drug, I just felt like, you know what? I can live with this, because it wins when I quit living. So that was kind of my philosophy, is that, I wanted to make sure that I lived, because now I want to live more than ever. Before, I think I wasn't ever faced with that. We all are immortal. We're all mortal. We're all going to die eventually. But like, I think now it makes me want to live more than ever, like live every day to the fullest. And for me, like, I think this is Hudson. This is my big one.
We have a Hudson sighting. Hi. Goodness, he doesn't even fit in the frame. How are you, my friend?
He's my big football player. You're going to see him on Sundays, I think. I hope if they ever play football again, my hope is that he's going to get to the NFL. That's his dream, and he stays pretty
Good for him.
I'm really proud of him.
Oh.